We cool, cool. We are live. Yeah, that one's gonna be shared between you two, and then this one should be shared between me and you. Mhm. So let's go ahead and make sure we get an audio test. Mm, Sounds great. Cool. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture. We are live on another Wednesday night. We're coming at you smoking all the best cannabis stuff. Here on Talking High Culture, we smoke weed. We talk about all things cannabis. We deliver cannabis news and talk about cannabis culture. Just in case this is your first time joining us on this live stream, we have Mr. Chris Scully. We have myself, Marco. We got Logan, and we got Rick. And we are four bros that are all here to deliver cannabis to you in all shapes, sizes, forms, and formats. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with everybody you know. We're going to go ahead and start off by smoking a bowl, a little decompression before we get right into the news, okay? What flower do we have right here?
This is San Fernando Valley OG from Air Bloom, also known as CBX, or their under company, I guess you'd say. Great company, great flower, good OG stuff. Let's get to smoking, ladies and gents. Ricky's up first. Hasn't hit the bowl yet. Think we've all smoked this thus far. Some good stuff.
Air Bloom, CBX. Their flowers have really good, consistent quality across the board. There's been a couple that have had small nugs, but for the most part, they're usually medium to full size nugs. Chris, when you were working at the dispensary, which strains of either Air Bloom or Cannabiotics do you remember?
Actually, I don't remember Air Bloom coming in there before I left.
Yeah, he had never seen Air Bloom. Air
Yeah,
Bloom's
so
this year
that's
or
definitely like a
last year.
newer thing from them. But for the most part, I do want to say, um, Tropicana wasn't bad. The Blue Flame OG, I really liked from CBX. There was a
They still have
couple-
so they have new ones called Glue Flame, which is like their glue mixed with Blue Flame.
Mm,
So that's a new one that they have. They have Dropane nowadays. I don't know if they ever had Dropane back in the day.
no, I don't think that one. The White Walker that we smoked the other night, I've had that one a few times. I'm actually blanking out on their strain names right now. But I feel like I know there's a few I didn't really like their Laurent. It's all right, but like it's not that type of orangey like citrus that I really want in an orange strain.
We only smoke the finest weeds around here. And if we don't smoke the finest weeds, we're trying the low quality ones so that way you don't have to. Keep that in mind because we have done that a couple of times. We tried some products on here that did not hit. And we did it so you didn't have to. All gas, no breaks. Thank you for joining us. Tropical, wait, I got Tropicali lemonade and mango haze. There we are. Hell yeah. I love me a mango haze. That myrcene profile in the mango is usually pretty good. And then any kind of citrine um, any kind of limonene that's coming out of those lemony type strains is always pretty good.
What's the terpene that makes it smell like cheese?
Cheese.
You know, like cheesy weed.
I think that's a mix.
Is that like awesome?
I like that type of weed.
Whoa. That's a deep cut terpene.
That's a deep cut terpene. Hold on, but let me confirm that.
Well, if I'm right on this, then I just want everybody to bow the fuck down.
Like the skunky cheese weed. That's my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
This promotes tranquility. CBX dopamine promotes tranquility. Damn it.
Let's see.
You said dopamine?
Dropane. I said dropane.
No. That was fine.
Dropane promotes tranquility.
Cheese
Dopamine.
Go.
Dopamine? What's up, chat? Other than
Come on.
all gas, he's
Carry
already established his presence. Anybody
Oh,
else out
shit.
there? We're smoking for you.
Yeah, see,
Caryophyllene, pinene, and mercy.
because that's typically what happens
Interesting.
with those type of strains. Is that specific smells end up being mixed with a bunch of other smells, which it's kind of like
Can't hear you.
sorry. Yeah, that was my hypothesis on how smells ended up being in weed. When you get something specific, especially like a cheese, yeah, cheese is like a mixture of smells in a way,
Mm.
and you get the same thing in weed, and that's why the gassy and or like farty thing that you get, for lack of a better word, is like a mixture of piney, lemony, and that skunky thing. You mix all those together, and that's what the gassy thing that people are looking for is.
Like any food or any flavor profile, any food or any flavor profile, yeah, it's always a mix of different types of molecules that are embedded in that food that end up coming out. So this makes sense. It checks out that that cheese strain is that the cheese terpene profile comes from caryophyllene, pinene, and myrcene, probably in a very specific concentration. Because like maybe if it was higher myrcene, it would probably be a lot more earthier. The pinene probably level has to be very low because I don't feel like cheesy can be very piney, but I do understand what they mean by pinene in there. It has like that kind of tingy back end. And then the caryophyllene is kind of just that general pungent, I feel. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, real quick, all gas. CBX is always fire, always.
Hey.
And then also Celeste said, go drop a like if you're watching. Hey, we appreciate that. Yeah, chat. If you're live, if you're paying attention, everybody go give us a like on the video. Definitely helps out. Right now we had 8 live viewers. So
Let's go.
to all those 8 individuals out there, we appreciate you. We support you. We love you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I don't know why this Joe Payne to me smells like the top of a number 2 pencil eraser.
Okay, yeah, let me get
For some weird reason. That's the smell I'm getting.
Chemicals.
See how it smells when it's ground up.
that plus a little.
Let's see how it smells when it's ground up.
It does give notes of eraser head plus a little bit of fruitiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if they had a scented eraser. Did you guys ever had scented erasers as kids? Yeah.
Fire.
Smelly markers.
Bro, yeah, like the scented markers, all that stuff. Scented erasers.
Chat, let us know what your favorite scented marker or scented eraser was in school.
Yeah, we are on early. What the fuck? We are on early. You should be like at 8.
No, you're tripping.
You're tripping, all gas. Nah.
tripping, oh guys.
Recorded.
Nah. Today's just one of those days where we all had the availability to film early. So
Recorded. Like,
yeah. So no. We are early today, but that's just how it ran today. And we like doing it early sometimes. It's nice. And
we appreciate you as always,
That's
Alabama.
live.
I got a kid who plays baseball, so I got to go to that after this. So we hopped on a little early, so that's lit.
Look at that. Great stoner and trying to be a great dad catches kids game.
Someone wanted to ask Ricky.
That's how we go. Stoner dads. Let's do it.
So, Ricky is super proud of his son, and he absolutely should be.
Oh yeah.
He's a star baseball player, and he's got nothing but good things ahead of him, it seems like. So, let's give a round of applause for Ricky's son.
Hey, thanks.
No, seriously,
That's for
dude,
kill.
I feel that it's very important to take pride in your children, right? Because you just want to support them no matter what. You got to give them the opportunities that you didn't have, break the generational curses, and in order to do that, you have to. The attitude has to be gratitude and showing them that they should be grateful, but also acting and behaving in a way that shows them that uh, hard work and dedication pays off in gratitude.
Exactly. Yeah, and having a little guy that's like you running around is pretty cool. You know, it's pretty sick.
And well, I know right now my kids are great swimmers at the moment.
That's exactly what I was gonna be like, looking forward to your kid's future. I'm like, yeah. See you guys. See you later, boys. That's a terrible joke. That's right, bro. Bro, they win. Stoner dads for the win. Fuck yeah, all gas. We always appreciate you, bro. We always appreciate our regular viewers, Celeste, all gas, Fizzle, everybody. Good Hank, all the real ones. We always appreciate you guys.
Can't forget Isaac. We just had him on.
Oh, Isaac too. Isaac too. Our boy, clearly.
Yeah. GDF Entertainment.
Yep.
Let's see.
Lavish. Yeah. We're always talking to him though, so we're good.
But thank you for all the support that we have received from everybody who's been watching us. It's tough to climb your way out in this specific format for the cannabis community, especially when the resources and timing that we have available to us is limited. We're working on that. We're working on building our own resources to where that limitation doesn't feel like such a limitation, rather like a creative barrier that we then will break to have no limitations, limitless.
Push it to the limit.
Bradley Cooper, limitless.
Bradley Cooper is what song is that?
That's Infinite.
Yeah.
That's only we know that because it's not a very mainstream song. Yep.
That movie's actually really cool.
That expired.
It is.
It's like Lucy. I like remember this.
Lucy. Oh my! Are they
Lucy?
So Lucy.
They're
has
not
to
the
do
same
with,
movie, but like
Lucy has. Lucy has to do with ATP, and Limitless is loosely based off Adderall. ATP is a real thing as well, like how they talk about it in the fucking movie, but it's not like actually like that. Whereas what Limitless is based off is Adderall, and it kind of does do that in a way, or at least it makes you feel that way.
Yeah, it's like Adderall like to the max.
Oh yeah, bro. And I felt like that when I first took Adderall, bro. I was like, I took it for a test in high school, and I remember reading. Yeah,
Speeding.
I didn't know what it was, bro, because when you're a kid and you're hearing that, yo, I take this stuff for studying or for tests or for school, and it makes me do good. I was like, give me an Adderall. I'm taking a test. You know what I mean?
See, whereas for me, where even though I was getting prescribed Adderall, it didn't really do shit for me like that. Like I didn't feel that speedy up or anything. I didn't barely felt anything off of it.
That's
And I was taking like 45 milligrams. So I had to take two separate pills because they only make up to the 30s.
bro.
So I had to take a 30 and a 15 every morning. But after a point, I would just start selling them because
Bruh.
you want some wire.
Yeah, guys, if you guys don't know how a 15 or a 30 Adderall feels, I do not implore you to take one because you will be in for the worst night of your life because you're not going to sleep. Your heart is going to be beating really fast. You're going to be sweating for no reason. Dude, Adderall high is not good if you're not like ready for it because if you're just taking it for like a leisurely thing, like my boy did one time, yeah, not a good idea.
I don't think I could be doing like something like that that's heavy and focused, or intended for heavy and focusing activity recreationally like that. For me in high school, I never needed to use any kind of a drug like that because weed was so readily available to me that I was just like, well, I always live by the mantra: study high, get high grades. Take high tests, get high grades.
Bro, that's the sorry. Go ahead.
It worked for me. Go for it.
That's the problem with pharmaceuticals. Is like you're in high school, your friends are like, yeah, I take this pill, it helps me do good on my test. You're like, okay, can I have one of those? Let me try it. They're like, yeah, it's literally methamphetamine, amphetamine. They're giving you meth, they're giving you speed, and you're like, yeah, I need it for my test. And then you're just sitting there, you don't know what's going on. You're just fucking amped up looking at these letters, just like, have no idea, bro. You're literally on meth.
Eyes probably looking like this, like, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, they're prescribing you meth. That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Crazy that I always hear people say that because that was
amphetamine.
not
Okay, so
You're wired different.
Like,
Your shit's fucked up.
like I was. It felt like a normal day whether I took it or not. Like the days I took it and the days I didn't take it, like
Bro,
I never
yeah,
noticed it.
you got some wiring issues because when I took a 15, I couldn't fucking stop shaking.
Yeah. And then all I know is that the biggest thing, it affected my appetite overall. Like I never ate. That was the worst thing, especially like being like 16 and like smoking cigarettes a ton.
What? I took Celeste said in the chat, I took one after being high off a Molly and it made me feel normal again. That is probably the most insane idea I've ever heard of. I would never get offered a Molly or like even see Molly after being on Adderall and be like, yeah, that's a good choice. There's no way. How did that make you feel normal?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All I know is that like it helped me keep weight off. I was skinny as fuck when I was on that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never ate when I was a kid on that shit.
Why do you think all the tweakers are so skinny?
So I want to circle back to what you said earlier about like with your experience with Adderall, right? You also have been through other situations. Do you feel like that was one of the earliest experience where you had where pharmaceutical drugs played a heavy experience or a heavy hand in the rest of what ended up happening with your life falling suit, or do you think like that wasn't as much of a factor as everything else surrounding that?
Maybe to a degree, like yes and no, because I'd already kind of started experimenting with some stuff before then, and I just had a natural curiosity of like, hey, like, what does this really do? Because I didn't know too many people that were on shit, and the adults in my life, and honestly, like the Dare program that I did grow up with, they don't really tell you anything about anything. It's just scare tactics, and then oh, you don't do it because I said so, because I'm your parent or I'm the adult. You don't do it because I said. That's it. So I mean, I felt like maybe it made me a little bit more curious, if anything, being like, well, hey, this doesn't work. So like, well, what other drugs are there that, might work or like that, are supposed to get me high or have these effects, but maybe don't, or like it's just like talked up bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when it comes to, I can see how with the Dare program, it wouldn't really give you much information, and it definitely all about the scare tactics there, and it it has the adverse effect. Did we already read that comment? She said Molly came first, then the Addy. Wow, that is
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Actually, pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine if you did it the other way though.
How's the drill pain?
Yeah, well, I'm working 50 days on this one.
Nice.
So let's go ahead and just jump right into the news now. We have last week we were talking about set and setting, and we were saying that this is something that affects the high in such a way where it's just as much of a variable. Set and setting are just as much of a variable as the THC percentage, as the terpene profile. Celeste said, but I also drank half a bottle of blue UV and felt nothing. Yeah, all that together. That's a good time. And you're alive.
I could say something that'd be so funny right now.
And
Yes.
so Seth Rogen reveals the one place he refuses to smoke marijuana. This is from Marijuana Moment. We were talking last week about how set and setting affects your high. It's just as much of a variable as probably like THC percentage and the terpene profile and other cannabinoids present. There are certain places where you would absolutely not smoke weed. What are just some off the top of your head, Logan?
So I said the bathroom, because like other than necessity, you're never really wanting to be in a bathroom. And like if I had to be in a public bathroom, that'd be a terrible place to smoke. If I had to be in somebody else's bathroom to smoke, that's really uncomfortable and kind of anxiety ridden. It's like back in the day having to be in a closet to smoke. Like it's just not fun, but it's a situation that may come up in your life as a smoker. Not so much nowadays, but yeah.
My only thing is, what about for those people that in their morning routine, like a cup of coffee or some shit like that, you're sitting in your own bathroom,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? And you're just like having a little joint while you're scrolling through your phone, like doing your morning shit, you know what I mean? In the comfort of your own home.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
that okay?
Um,
Or are you talking about mainly just outside your own home type?
are you smoking while taking a deuce or on the toilet, bro?
Once
That's
in a while. once in a while in the morning,
That's
if I have a
crazy,
joint
bro.
ready, like I might sit there and like spark up. Yeah, I have the window right there and everything. So
Bro,
I just
I
sit
don't
there and
need
it's
it
like,
that bad to where I'm like, yo, I need this as I'm taking a shit.
no, but sometimes it's a
Ah.
wake and bake routine.
As I smell deuce fumes, I need to be smoking and drinking my coffee. No, I can.
No, but that stems from
I
many
can
habits
wait
of I used to do
2
that with.
minutes.
I used to do that when I smoked cigarettes though too. That used to be a habit, which I knew with a lot of people.
That's
It was like
fucking weird.
you have your coffee and you have your cigarette while you take your morning shit.
Bro,
It all helps. All that double combo of this
no,
smoking with your coffee.
bro.
You get everything out one shot.
If you were talking to people that related to this, you were just talking to fiends that were also like you. That's the people that you were talking. You weren't talking to normal people. You were talking to fiends, bro. Exactly.
Sorry, Chris. I had to take the mic away from you because I can't. I
That's
cannot.
fucking weird, bro. Bro, you're telling me that you couldn't just chill for how long a deuce lasts just to like what?
I got a question. Wait, real quick. While you're smoking on the toilet, are you hitting it, setting it, wiping your ass, grabbing the joint? Like, what's the process here? Are you like,
In the sink.
are you touching your ass and then touching the joint without washing your hands?
No, I never. No, I don't use. No, there's opposite hands. for
Wipes
that.
his ass with the joint hand. He's like,
No, there's 100%. There's 100% an opposite hand for that. There's one hand that never touches anything. Like it just holds the. It just is used for the joint.
Chris,
And then when I'm done with everything, then I'm just holding the joint in my mouth because then I'm like, all right, well now.
is the joint your toilet paper? Come on, be honest. Was that your thing?
All right, maybe I still have a couple addict tendencies in my life. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, yeah. So he literally questioned. He's like, "But what about the people that smoke in the bathroom on the toilet?" Like, what do you mean? What about them? Those people are weird. Talking in their own.
I think we can say it's pretty unanimous where anywhere there is poop fumes.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the place that you want to smoke.
but you'll catch Chris there.
It's not the place to smoke. It's not the place to.
Fucking ripping a
have
joint,
coffee.
smelling jenkum. Chris hitting jenkum again.
That's how I infuse with Jacob.
Oh my god.
That's so
Disgusting.
on poop fumes. I also think like mildew fumes also interferes with the high. I think that on top of poop fumes, mildew fumes or that moldy fumes also I think affects
Yeah.
the high. When I was at the dump the other day doing a trash run, I had taken a hit of my vape pen, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I blew it out the window, and with the window rolled down, right? And then the waft of dump fumes came back in and pushed the cloud, and it was the cloud of dump fumes and the vape, and I was just like,
Barf in my mouth.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, no, like this is not what I want.
What about during an autopsy?
Yes, it's acceptable.
It's cool then, right?
If you're the what is it called? The mortician.
Mortician.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
the mortician, then yes.
You're just like,
Yeah, actually, anybody involved. How the hell else are you supposed to deal with the dead body?
that's what I'm saying.
It's not high as shit.
Yeah. Let's go.
Are confused.
So, well, you don't refuse this.
Where did Reth Sogan say he didn't want to smoke?
I refuse to smoke. I'll try to smoke anywhere the fuck I want to smoke.
Chris says that he'll smoke anywhere. There's one place that actor and cannabis entrepreneur Seth Rogen says he won't smoke marijuana. A self-described daily cannabis consumer, Rogen talked about the last time he abstained more than a decade ago during an interview with Howard Stern during an interview on the Howard Stern show on Wednesday. Is Howard Stern still going on?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn. Rogan said he spent 3 days in Singapore in 2012, and you can't smoke weed there. The country's extremely punitive anti-drug laws are made clear to visitors with a notice on their passports when they're entering that the comedian said notifies that they'll literally fucking kill you if you smoke weed in that country.
Like
I'm sorry, they'll unalive you.
Like some Brittany Griner shit.
Smoking? Just smoking?
Yeah, don't do drugs in our country, but we'll export all the drugs that the entire world gets from here for cheap.
That actually makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 100%.
Singapore just makes me think of parts.
It's exactly what they do. They're like, no drugs here, but we'll export everything.
That's all I think about.
Singapore does have some of the strictest anti-drug laws in the world. However, a conviction for personal possession or use of marijuana is punishable by an extensive prison sentence or fine. That said, illicit trafficking can carry the death penalty, and legal interpretations about what constitutes personal possession, as opposed to possession with intent to traffic, could vary. So you could just like have it on you, and then they could just be like, "Oh, you were probably going to sell that, weren't you?" Right? And he was like, "No, dude, it was just for me." Like, "Nah, you were definitely going to sell shit."
Shit. You were gonna sell that, weren't you?
Conspiracy.
In any case, the warning from Singaporean government was enough to motivate Rogan to take a tea break. I can't tell you how many times I've flown places and then got there and opened a pocket or something and be like, "Oh shit, there's a fucking roach in my pocket," he said. It was so scary to walk through the airport in Singapore. Yeah, if that's the law over there, I would be terrified as hell to have anything in the pocket.
I'll make it. It's not fucking. Let's make it a mission. I'm about to be an international.
I think you are an international.
It's not just to find if you could find like any local shit there, and then just like.
Logan just wants an excuse to put stuff up his butt.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's definitely you.
No. Not an excuse to put stuff to take out.
I guess that is a good deterrent, Stern said. It really works. We're going to kill you.
It really works. We're gonna kill you.
It's right up that.
Rogan jokingly agreed, saying, "If you ever have a drug problem, go to Singapore." Hey, Chris, that would have solved it.
Maybe not.
Maybe
I
not.
just became a pirate.
He would have been a pirate of the Caribbean. While the discussion between Rogan and Stern was in jest, it should be noted that numerous studies have determined that the threat of capital punishment is not an effective deterrent for crime. Despite that, President Donald Trump recently reiterated his support for executing people who sell currently illicit drugs, calling it a very humane policy to prevent overdose deaths that he's ready to implement. No, death penalty for selling drugs, no matter what drug.
No.
I think not. That's a weird area to get into.
Yeah, because I can agree to that with to a certain extent, honestly.
One death, something.
Yeah.
Come on. You see fentanyl, everybody's dying. One death,
Yeah.
100,000.
Save, kill one to save the many.
Yeah.
But it's like cutting off like the Hydra's head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When you kill that dude, there's 3 more is gonna take his place.
that's how I kind of see it. Is that like the problem is
The
drug,
not the people selling it.
not the guy. Yeah,
Because it's really just like hustlers at the end of the day. They're people who follow money to get the money the best way, the easiest way.
It's the people that not the.
But the drug is what leads the people.
Yeah, so you just,
Yeah.
It's money at the end of the day. It's money. It's what leads to money in the easiest way for that, like the underbellies of society. You know what I mean?
People want to get. The thieves want to get. The drug dealers need money.
Need money. Yeah. So like it's supply and demand at the end of the
Yes.
day, bro. That's all it is.
That's the thing that I feel like is the biggest advocate for regulation. We were talking about how like the Adderall is basically giving you like methamphetamine in a controlled dose. It's like that has to be studied more and maybe broken down into smaller doses and maybe like found ways to like, hey, look, we just don't give these to teenage kids whose brains can't handle this to that extent. You know, you give it to adults and find alternatives for children. But I think regulation is the biggest answer to all that stuff, right? Is the biggest answer to all these kinds of illicit drugs.
All right, real quick, Isaac Guzman up in the chat. Yo, what up, dude?
Thank you for joining us, Isaac.
My boy Isaac.
We appreciated having you on Monday. We smoked you out. Thank you for bringing your stuff as well. Real good stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right back into it. Stern sorry. And bam, right there. Stern, meanwhile, asked Rogan if he had any kind of withdrawal from his marijuana abstinence, even if purely psychological. The actor said no, pointing out that there's plenty of other recreational options that are legal in the country, such as alcohol. Luckily, you can just drink yourself into oblivion in Singapore. They don't give a shit about that, Rogan said. The host went on to ask Rogan, who owns a cannabis lifestyle company, Houseplant, why it is that some people who live in jurisdictions where marijuana is legally available at licensed retailers continue to buy their products from illicit sources. Rogan said, it's allegiance to people who sold them cannabis before the legal market was established, right? So they're saying like, why would people still go out on the street to buy their weed? Is because well, they were buying their weed from that person before before the stores were around. So it's just loyalty, yeah, allegiance.
It's funny to think that I'm pretty sure Chinese people back in the day used to use weed as like
Yes.
a ritual thing, and then for some reason they were just like, nah, fuck off.
Pretty sure that's one of the first recorded uses of history was Chinese.
We actually did a skit on
I
that.
was gonna say, I was like, he's over here saying pretty sure. I was like, bro, you were
Whatever.
Emperor Jing Shang.
Jing Jing Pao.
Emperor Xilang Bao.
Shalang Bao.
Xialang Bao. I was in a situation where I bought weed off these guys in LA. Meanwhile, legal weed was kind of coming into the market, and I just felt bad for them, he said. It's like that mom and pop store that you go to, and you know that without your business, they're like one purchase away from closing every week. And if you weren't there, maybe they would close. I would buy weed at the store, and then every few weeks, I would throw in the guys a bone, meet them in some sketchy fucking place, and buy weed from them, Rogan said. Yeah, I can see that. It's like if the loyalty to just buying weed from somebody that you knew, it's like your homie, it's like your cousin, it's like yeah, maybe your mom and dad.
That's like my primo.
Your primo.
Hace frío afuera, sí.
For carnales, says Logan.
Carnales, güey.
He also shared with Stern one of his more uncomfortable social experiences with cannabis, where he and his wife got incredibly high before an Adele concert, only only to learn the concert would be televised and they would be sitting front and center at the event.
Yo, me and wife going to see Adele. I need to get lit skis before this. I need to get blitzed before I go see Rolling in the
He's trying to be rolling in the deep.
Hello, it's me.
Oh, my God. I need to take another hit.
Girl, go on. How do I do that? You want me to mog these fools, bro? Yo, you want me to goon or mog these fools, bro? Oh my God, you're gonna. I'm gooning, bro. I'm gooning. What the fuck was that?
Here. It's like a huge primetime special, which I did not know at all. Like a camera crew and a rig 6 inches in front of us. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on right now? Rogan said. I've never met Adele. I've never seen Adele in real life before. I was like, how did this happen? And so the whole time I'm just like, well, I got to look like an engaged concert goer throughout this experience. And I think I kept it together, but it was a lot of pressure. Beyond his contributions to cannabis culture and the industry, Rogan has also leveraged his celebrity to oh sorry. Rogan has also leveraged his celebrity to advocate for reform, including in 2021, where he and other influencers like comedian Sarah Silverman launched a campaign meant to encourage U.S. voters to reach out to their senators and demand action on legislation to federally legalize cannabis. We've gone over that before. I believe it was cannabisincommon.org. We'll go ahead and put something up on the screen in the post video to link to that as well. But yeah, if you want cannabis federally legalized, cannabisincommon.org, I believe, is the website. You look up Cannabis in Common plus Seth Rogen, and you'll find it. Oprah highlights cultural shift around psychedelics. Oh, that's just a description of an image. Let me just go ahead and skip that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, cool. That was the end of the article. Awesome. Damn it.
You're.
Don't smoke weed in Singapore.
Yeah, bottom line.
So practice.
So that leads to the
To try
question
to not
was
just smoke overseas in general, unless or try to bring anything, or if you're gonna fly.
so that begs the question: what is the gnarliest in terms of like weirdest slash like hardest place that you smoked? Oh, I have a great one. But it's like it's not a place where you would usually smoke. It's uncomfortable. You had to smoke in there out of necessity, and like those are some criteria that should go into this answer.
I already told you that in my younger years, I hit my weed pen on a plane in the sky, flying in the sky. Yeah, that's not a good place to have any kind of smoke coming from anywhere. Yeah.
You're insane. That's like that guy on the video, who
I was literally holding my breath until I was like convulsing in my chair, and then I
that was like the video of the guy who was asleep on the plane and then woke up and then just like lit the cigarette up out of habit and then was just like this and then they called the person and like, yo, you gotta put that on. He's like, oh fuck.
I guess the gnarliest place I would say, this is where that smell of mildew, the smell of
Small.
mildew, the smell of mildew came into my mind when I was thinking of places not to smoke. When I was first starting to smoke, we were like 13. We got our weed. We were trying to smoke out of, I forgot. I think we at that time we were trying to smoke out of a pipe made out of aluminum foil, bro. Like that's so stupid. Yeah. Anyways, but it was started raining and we couldn't smoke inside the house. There wasn't like a porch or anything like that in the outback. So we grabbed tarps, we set up like cinder blocks and stuff like that on a piece of plywood on the thing, and we were just like huddled over while it was raining in the backyard. And I just remember the smell of the plywood because it had rained the previous day was all like that wet wood smell, but like also kind of like moldy and with the smell of the dirt and the earth. And it was just like, damn, like it was really ruining the smell of the weed and the high that I was experiencing. All I could think of was like, it smells really bad right here. I just don't want to smell it. I think there was probably even dog shit, like not even 5 fucking feet away. Like it just,
Bro, you're trying to enjoy the weed, you're like, dog shit.
yeah, like no.
Dude, okay, so one of the gnarlier spots that I smoked in was I was going to a sign language concert slash show type thing. It's not like a concert. It was so we had to
This
do
is a stage play at that point.
yeah. We had to do interpretations for things that happened on stage as sign language people. So it was like interpreting, but they were also sign language oriented. So like we would do skits in sign language. Like there would be no speaking. It would be people acting it out with sign language and stuff. So I went as an usher for like extra credit and or something like that. But I decided I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get lit before all of this. So on the way, there was this ditch that led to like this underpass, like bridge thing, fucking little hole that I just like fucking found my little cove. And I remember having issues. I think I forgot my bomb or my pipe. So I made a pipe out of the pill bottle because I had a nut, one of those nuts that you would put on a fucking wrench or whatever. I melted the pill bottle enough to stuff the nut into the bottom of the pill bottle,
Yep.
just enough to make a hole to make a steamroller. So I fucking was hitting out of that pill bottle out of desperation and actually got high and walked my happy ass onto this fucking ASL thing, was ushering people in with like these fucking new glasses that I got that I thought I was so cool in. Bro, I'm ushering people in, and this girl calls me out. She's like, "Why are you wearing glasses inside?" And I'm like high as fuck, trying to like call her bluff. I'm like, welcome in. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, welcome to the ASL show. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wasn't ready for somebody to ask me that. Yeah, that was an interesting time. And during the show, there was one of the most famous anti-bullying poems slash speeches. You could look it up. His name's like Andy something or something weird. It's one of the most popular anti-bullying poems. Has visuals and everything. They were doing an interpretation to that in ASL, and I was fucking geeked watching the visuals. And then you're watching these people passionately do ASL. It's almost like a fucking dance the way they were doing it. And I was like, and it's like so emotional, the poem. I'm like, God damn, bro. I wasn't prepared for this. I was not prepared. You prepared. Yeah, it was insane. It was nuts. That was a fun time. And probably that was the most uncomfortable space that I had probably smoked into or at.
Mm. I feel like the most uncomfortable time that I ever like smoked. was probably like me and my buddy. We had been saving up for like this guy actually had like good weed for once when we were growing up. So, but every time like there was decent weed, it always cost more. So we had finally been able to get something like the last of like his batch. We're so excited to fucking get it. Starts pouring fucking rain, but we're like, fuck it. Like we'll just wait till everybody goes to sleep. Maybe it'll lessen up in the middle of the night. No, it's like 12:30, almost 1 a.m. And he lived across the street from me. So we both like we're texting each other and it's just like, all right, fuck it, like let's just go to the woods. Like we have our fort, like we have the fort over there, like it has the roof and everything. We'll be good. Like they're not gonna think, they won't think to check on us and think that like we snuck out. It's fucking pouring rain. Little do we know, at one point, like we're trying to get to the woods and like we see a car race speeding down the fucking road. And then we see his phone start blowing up, and it's his mom calling him.
Damn.
And we just dip off real quick into the woods. Like we took a different like exit because we had like a big area of woods in our neighborhood. So we just took a different exit, like that was like didn't have even a trail, but we knew the woods well enough like how to get around.
Mm.
So we're sitting there, she's like, and then we just hear her screaming at us, like, to get back, like, that she's looking for us. Like, we see, like, her, she sends, like, his brother, like, one of his brothers, like, out with the flashlight and everything trying to find us. We had to find a different area away from our normal forts. So we just did kind of a similar thing where we just found a big piece of wood, propped it up, and we were trying to, like, smoke. Um, the blunt had gotten too a little bit too wet from the rain in his pocket. The weed was still good, and luckily I had kept a socket. So next thing you know, we're like, "Fuck! Well, how are we gonna smoke though?" I still have the socket. The wraps aren't good. Let's see if there's a random bottle sitting around the woods. So luckily we came across some dirty garbage fucking bottle.
Ew.
Put the fucking socket. I melted the holes for the carb and then put the socket in, and we were just packing the socket like that, just sitting under like this little piece of fucking wood that like we had leaned against a couple trees and just fucking like old crackheads.
Yo, that's that's almost as crazy as I mean, they only got wet from the Wayne.
The Wayne?
The
Wait a minute, was it the Wayne that got me wet?
it only got wet from the rain though. Right?
It only got wet
Like, it
from
was
the
in his pocket,
Wayne.
right? So me and Ricky were going to a concert one time. We're like, obviously, we're gonna go smoke real quick. So we found the venue. We're all confident where the venue was. We're like, all right, it's right over there. We're gonna go walk a block or two away. We're gonna go smoke a blunt real quick. We sit down on a fucking parking block and we're smoking, and it had just recently rained, and we're sitting on this parking block, and this motherfucker passes me the fucking blunt, and for whatever reason, it fumbles and it lands right in a puddle, bro. And one of us, I don't remember who, grabs it hella quick, but it was drenched, bro. We had no other backups, dude. This was a time where we didn't have weed like that. That was our thing. That was our go-to, bro.
Yeah.
That was the only thing we had to smoke, bro. There wasn't cards at that point. We had nothing, bro. That was all the weed we had type shit. Yo, we we grabbed that shit and said, "Yo, we could dry this off and still smoke it, right?"
We could try the weed out, right?
No. We could dry this off and still smoke it, right?
Yeah, just got bacon.
Yeah.
With the layer.
That
You got
shit,
bacon
bro.
that bitch.
We touched it and smoked it. I
Yeah.
swear to God, we smoked it on my life.
I've done some shit like that before.
There was one time too where we were swimming at like a creek and it's only like waist deep or not even, it's like knee deep water. So we're all just standing in the water and we're smoking a blunt and I'm like making it a thing to like not drop it. And then I drop the blunt in the river. So it's like gone, done,
Just
like not salvageable, bro. And we're all like, oh, and I was like, light it up, still trying to spark it. It's all just sizzling as you're trying to light it. But what I was gonna ask, kind of off topic, was so when I first started smoking weed, I was only getting high during nighttime.
Mhm.
The first time I got high during the day was crazy
Oh yeah.
because everything's like you're like, whoa, it's way different being high in the morning than it is at night.
For me, it was that stark difference was because like the first couple of times I was only getting high and watching South Park from the backyard and into the TV into the living room, right? So the first time that I went out and did stuff high, right? I just remember being like not even did stuff. I just walked around the neighborhood. Like first time I went outside and did more than what I had been doing. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, people do this shit. Like what the fuck? This is so hard. You get used to it. Right?
This is so hard. You're high, huh?
Yeah. I was gonna say, the first time I smoked during the day though was honestly like the first time I got high during the day was actually like the second time I even ever got stoned.
Same. Yeah.
Like the first time I smoked, it was like during the day, but it didn't feel much. I just coughed my brains out. First time I got stoned, yeah, middle of the night, and then second time I got high, me and my buddy, the same buddy I smoked, who I got stoned with, we skipped first period gym together. Went in the woods.
It's always gym.
Went in the woods behind my neighborhood, and then we were like, "Oh, we'll just sign in like we were late. We overslept. You know what I mean? Like we both live behind the neighborhood, so it explains how we just kind of walked up here.
Damn.
But we walked in, and it was between periods, and we were high as shit. And like you said, like everything seemed 1,000 times more brighter. Like everything was hyper realistic as fuck.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Dopish.
yeah, like we just saw everybody walking in between like first and second periods. We're like, oh fuck, like we're even luckier. We even got something. We can just kind of sneak by right now. So we just thought like, oh, this is lucky, but that's part of the reason why we got caught was because we just didn't sign in late.
Bruh.
It showed us on the camera and everything walking in, like then us just going to class and everything, and I was fucked.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
But I had the greatest time, like sitting there in class, like talking to everybody, being like, "Yo, I'm high as shit," and everybody's like, "Yo," and a couple people like, "Yo, are you really?" Like, some of the people that like hadn't started smoking yet, like some of my friends, like, and they were just like, "No way!" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm high as fuck."
That's hella funny, bro. The first time I got high during the daytime, it was my brother-in-law's older brother, and at the time I was like chilling at their house a lot, and we had woken up, and he was outside, and they had a RV at the time, and he was outside like fucking around in the RV, and I went out there, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm smoking," and I was like, "Really?" I was like 16. He's like, "Yeah, it's called a wake and bake." He was like, "You want to smoke?" And I was like, "Yeah." So me and him got lit. This is when I was getting like really fucked up, where shit's like vibrating. You're like that high. And yeah, I smoked, and then I remember everything looked crazy. And then I went back inside to my friend's room, and I like laid down on his floor and like watched Sports Center for like 3 hours, just high as fuck, dude.
When I first started using vape pens, there was a time where I wasn't really, I was only really smoking in the afternoon. I'd smoke in the day, like on the weekends, right when you're not doing shit. But I never really smoked during the day where I had to work. But when I first started using the vape pens, like pretty heavy, I would take it to work. I hit it in the car on my break, and then I'd come back, and then I'd be like, "Oh my fucking god!" Like I am so glad that I have a menial task right now.
Fucking blitz.
Yeah, because I'm blitzed, right? It was just like a spreadsheet, and I'm just inputting this, right? My boss would come by, talk to me, and I'd be like, "Yep, sure thing, Mr. Long, sure thing," right? And then like not hearing a damn word what he said.
Bruh. I like getting high and working at the sanitation at a ravioli making place. They made like pasta and raviolis and stuff, and we did the cleanup after all the production. And they would give you a simple task and give you a hose and tell you to clean off all these fucking this machine or all these units of machines or whatever. Just spray it off for 3 hours or 2 hours. That's all you do. Just make sure you're rinsing all of it, and you can have your headphone in, listen to a podcast, and just be spraying. All you gotta do is spray. Like I loved that shit, bro. Because you'd be like, they wouldn't as long as you're just spraying shit, they ain't gonna say nothing.
I wish that I had access to audiobooks or podcasts when I was working in the cherries, picking cherries over the summer when I was like a teenager. because I had music like on my phone. I had my headphones in. That's cool, right? But if I would have known about like how to improve yourself with podcasts or through like listening to audiobooks and stuff like that, like I would have been like, shit, like I could have been fucking doing some learning over the summer while I'm working and making money. Because
Swear.
all it was just manual labor picking cherries. You know, I would have liked to have been high a lot more than that. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, you're just out there listening to nothing,
Yeah.
listening to sound of clippers. I mean, which is nice, but
That's when that's when people back in the day, like the slaves or even like workers, like would just sing because there
Oh,
was
yeah.
nothing else better to do.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know where he was going. I didn't know where he was going with it. But
But yeah, that's
yeah.
where those songs come from. Like they were doing that because they were practicing it. It was like almost
Mhm.
maybe prayers in a way, or it was like a way to stay with their culture or to do their own thing.
And that's very much still alive in any kind of agricultural work. I feel like people sing while they work all the time in those types of jobs because it's manual labor. You got to get through it
I
somehow.
swear.
You really do. I had I had aunts and uncles.
Okay, no, okay, we ain't going there.
I had aunts and uncles that they would just, if they were listening to music, they'd have the radio there and they would just fucking sing all day, and then nobody wanted to work in the same group with them because all they were doing was singing all day. But like honestly, it's like when you look back at it, it's like, dude, they're just trying to get through the day. They're singing songs about like heartbreak and living life and having to work hard, selling drugs sometimes, but yeah, having to work hard. And it's just like, bro, like that's what everybody's doing out there. They're working hard to get the money and provide for the family.
I think that there's one thing to respect about people who do like blue collar stuff and stuff like that is after so long you find the easiest and best way to do something in the least amount of effort.
Mhm.
You know, the most efficient, like for layman's terms.
Repetition and hands-on
And
experience.
yeah, you always see videos of like fucking field workers. For example, there's this guy throwing up a basket of fucking tomatoes, but when he's throwing it up at the end, he's like hitting it. So all the tomatoes go into the truck and the basket flies this way. And he obviously only learned that after years of throwing fucking baskets of tomatoes under a truck. And maybe he's like, okay, maybe like the momentum of this. And I just go like that.
Mhm.
And be like, and yeah, it takes years to do that. And then even more strength to be able to do that all day.
Yeah, strength to be able to do that. There was working in the cherry. So when you're just first starting to work out, like you're like, okay, you got the bucket right here that's hooked up to your tummy, basically, right? And then you have to pour over. The first instinct is to pour over like this, pour over like this. But no, that's not what you want to do. What you actually do is you puff it up, right? Flip it over and dump it. And then when you would see like the faster guys that are fucking just bucket after bucket after bucket, like you see them doing that technique, and then you practice that, and that's how you make the money because that's how they're making it quicker.
Exactly.
They would like dual bucket it. They would strap themselves with the way where they would be able to hold a bucket on this rib and a bucket on that rib, which you weren't allowed to do, but like they would do it, right? And they would fucking
And
right.
that's the whole joke of getting paid. I'll be like, oh, you could tell that guy's getting paid by the hour, and that guy's getting paid by the bucket, or
Yeah.
that guy's getting paid by the pound or something, because you can see the difference in how they work. It's crazy to see like be like, oh, if he's getting paid by the hour, he's fine. Snap, snap, snap. snap. Okay, cool. Yeah. Don't matter how hard I work, I'm getting paid the same every day.
It's still there are some jobs where I feel like maybe like okay, well there's also the aspect to an enthusiastic person would start off a job not like that, right? They're like, let me work as hard as I can. And then usually work culture makes you jaded, right? Because even in our line of work, we love what we do. And at the end of the day, there's times where we're like, dude, how much do I really want this job? You know? Like
It's that hard.
it's not hard, you know. But like, there's bigger and better things that we want to achieve with talking high culture and supporting this community with you guys. Also, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given us, because that's what's gonna be the foundation for us being able to step away from our current 9 to 5s and not have that mindset of just like, hey, look, we're getting paid either way for what it is, and having to get off our asses and the mindset being the grind set, or mindset being mindset, I think is the term.
Mindset.
Mindset. Um, did we respond to Celeste's comment saying her first time was getting high was at the Peach Festival?
I thought you guys already did when I was in the bathroom.
No.
Damn, that's great.
Sorry, Celeste. I know I saw it earlier, but I don't know if yeah, Peach Festival's cool.
Peach Festival's great.
Yeah.
I could see it definitely fucking escalating.
I have been high at the Peach Festival and then had a peach cobbler with ice cream on top. That's really gas. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an experience. It's a good festival.
Yeah.
It's not like we're at peach.
No, but like there's stuff there.
It's a peach festival, but it ain't peach.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's not like Las Vegas is Peach Festival.
and they do be having peach stuff. Like if you want a peach lemonade or some like maybe a peach syrup or some peach jam, maybe I don't know. You'll be able to find that there, but it's like it's not like, oh my God, peaches. Like they were like, it's a peach festival, you know what I mean? Exactly. You're not like peach popcorn, peach fucking watermelon. Like, how do you get a peach watermelon? I don't know, we did it.
We shouldn't have told him that.
Peach barbecue.
We shouldn't have told him that. We should have told him that everybody goes big with peaches. So during the Peach Festival, we should have gotten like a peach hat and a peach shirt.
The biggest peach.
Yeah, you're gonna see James and the Giant Peach and everything, right?
Everyone's saying.
Hearing you guys say peach over and over makes me think about the 2 years straight where I chewed nothing but peach skull.
Dude, that shit.
Yeah.
Is that dip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking make
I'm like, you said peaches, and then in my mind I thought about the peach flavor, and then it switched over to synthetic peach flavor, and I was like, what's the most recent thing that tasted like synthetic peaches? And I was like, ew, skull.
You're mixing.
Tastes like tea.
You're mixing tobacco with like peach, but it's the most artificial peach bullshit flavor you can think of, bro.
I've had peach hookah, like the nicotine, right? Would it be like closer to
Close.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But and they're like
I'm doing that shit in high school.
Shoot for like 5 years.
no. Dude,
I did it like for maybe like a year and a half in high school.
I
From
can
like
see you doing that.
sophomore to into my junior year, but I got real nasty with it too. Like I would just do like I would do a full horseshoe.
Oh,
If I got if I got real drunk and
walk around with a mouthful of chew.
drunk at a party, I'd have to double horseshoe straight.
bro.
like this.
It'd only be me, my brother.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Y'all are gross.
Like it was so bad, but it was just me and my one other buddy. We were horrible with everything that we fucking did, though.
Yeah, me and my friends were enablers of each other's bad habits. Like if one of us started doing something, we're like, yeah, we're all gonna fucking start doing that now. So like, yeah, we all started chewing, and then it got so bad that we'd go out to like have dinner and shit, and there'd be like 12 of us. There'd be like 12 dudes. We'd all just be chilling, eating, and then we'd all be like, hey, can we get a spitter? The waitress would have to go get 12 styrofoam cups and put a napkin in the cup. And we'd all be sitting there in the restaurant, like horseshoed out with chewing tobacco in, just fucking talking, drinking beer, spitting in these cups. And then so you're asking for this. Nobody batted an eye. Nobody said shit. Nobody was like, ew, that's gross. Everybody was like, yeah, it's cool.
This is back when Ricky was putting like fucking black pomade in his hair that you had to wash out with dish soap. Like gnarly fucking pomade, fucking crazy shit back in it. Dude, he was going hard back in the day.
Shit.
He was going hard. He had like the whole side part. He was dressing up back in the day. I don't know if these times align, but he was on that shit, like the fucking the tobacco fucking shit for shizzle.
Yeah, shizzle.
Bruh, this fool got me to take my first dip.
I couldn't. The first time I tried dip, I was like, no, this is fucking
Exactly, same shit.
It got ruined for me the one time. I accidentally swallowed a little bit, and then
Yeah, see, I never swallowed.
and then after that, I could never dip again. It became such a bad thing. I was like,
You swallowed. I just realized.
well, I was trying to take I was like drinking something at the time, and like a little bit of it, I guess, like slipped out of like my lip, and like next thing I knew, like something just tasted. Like I felt immediately different. I was like, oh fuck, and then I could taste it when it came back up, like the dip specific.
Yeah, hearing you say that makes me think about this one time. Me and my friend went to this concert, and we're standing in the grass because we got long tickets. And this girl that he's been talking to was there, and we were all fucked up. Everybody there was fucked up, and we were chewing. And this girl comes up, and he starts talking to her, and they start making out. And he's got a full mouth of chewing, bro. And they're like full tongue making out. And then they get done making out, and she like stops, and she is like looking at the ground, and she like looks up at him, and she was like, "You taste like Copenhagen," and he's like, and she goes, "I like it." And I remember just standing there drinking my beer, being like, "Oh my god!"
What is the nap? That's disgusting. No, just the flavor of tobacco itself like that is, especially in chew form, is so horrid. Especially in somebody that's been chilling in somebody else's nasty.
Yeah,
ass
to make out. Yeah, exactly.
If they do chewing tobacco a lot, you can guarantee they have a nasty mouth. Okay. So she's like, I like the taste of your nasty mouth tobacco.
She can identify the type of chew.
Yeah, she probably had an equally dirty mouth. Now
That would make me gag because there was a rave one time where I saw there was these two girls and they were drinking when they were fucking going heavy at it, and she kind of gagged, spit out the beer that was in her mouth. I don't think she actually threw up. She was like just like spit out the beer that was in her mouth, right? And then turned to the girl that was next to her, and the girl just like looked at her and just started making out with her like that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and at that point, I was like, "Yeah, no, I can't watch." That's crazy.
it was super cool. Where was I supposed to go? Like,
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I did make my way through the crowd a little bit just to kind of
To get a better view or what? No, I'm just kidding. That's disgusting. I knew girls who chewed in high school. Yeah, full mouths.
Okay. Under the tongue. Yeah, that's gross. That's like people doing what's it called? Zins nowadays. That shit's gnarly. Still haven't tried one. I think I'll do it two. If they made two.
The threes are cheap.
Okay, I'll probably do a three if I were like
Focus.
Yo, that's what you do at the we do those before the gym or at the gym.
for video games.
Yeah.
See, I want to say like I'm opposed to it, but at the same time, like I've done candidates too, so I'm just like
That shit's lame though.
it is no, it's lame, but I'm like saying like
No, it's lame. She's talking lame for
just listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying I've done like that format before, so it's like why should in that particular instance be any different necessarily? This motherfucker is laughing at nothing.
Ones.
That's just how.
Well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like as far as absorbing through the gums.
Like, no, that shit is stupid, and I'm stupid for doing it. Like that premise. It's kind of funny. I'm sorry.
Well, you can have done something lame at a time when you didn't think it was lame.
True.
Yeah.
Or you could do something that you thought was sick.
Or
just
that,
do fucking- like everything.
or at that time period that you did it, it was socially not lame.
Yeah.
Like that one time I was skating in Sacramento and I fell in front of all those softball players. That was so fucking sick, dude, and it's still sick to this day.
I was right behind him, and I think we were just riding, and it was a full softball game, and he was right behind the bench of the softball players, and and they all were like, oh. The sympathy. Oh, I remember getting to like get up. He's like, ha, ha, and then just like, he's not lying. He's not lying. And I had to like trot on, like, ooh, sorry, brother.
Bro, see, that's the thing about skateboarding in public is you're gonna fall eventually in front of somebody. You're gonna hit a rock, you're gonna hit a crack, you're gonna hit something, you're gonna fall. It's gonna be embarrassing. So the key is to act like it happens all the time. So that's what I do, bro. I just laugh. I'll fall. I'll be in a lot of pain, but I'll be like, ha, 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 ha. And I'll get my board and like right away in pain, bro.
You're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. One time I was riding my bike and my chain got loose in front, and then I ended up falling and sliding in front of a bunch of people in front of a corner store. All right, and they all kind of looked at me and like kind of like the symbol, like, oh my fuck. All right, I just got ha 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 this stupid thing again. Pick up my
Then you're like, fuck, man, I thought I fixed that.
I'm speaking about take care of that when I get home.
Man,
Damn.
I just put this chain back on.
Dude, that's exactly how it went down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm over here saying shit like that out loud as I'm flipping away.
Like an hour to wait on the bike.
Yeah, I tighten, you know.
It's happened to me though, where you're walking away trying to put all your weight on the bike, to trying to like make it seem like you're not lifting, but then the handlebars kind of like are a little loose, so the handlebars just kind of like.
Yeah, I gotta tighten this too.
Yeah.
The bike needs a lot of work. It's actually a core memory. It gets worse, right? As I was walking away, I remember the last thing that I said was, I have my Mazda today. It's like I said, drive a car at 12 years old.
You're giving excuses to nobody.
You're not embarrassed that they're judging you for falling?
You're in the middle of nowhere. No one's around you. You're like, sorry, I'm off today. No one's around. Yeah, okay, good. No one was here to hear that. All right. That's insane.
Like, fuck, I thought I fixed this.
12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock. At 12 years old, I was. Oh, yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. bro.
Weed got me back on track. Yeah, that's some kid shit over here, like just like, yeah,
Be like, dude, fuck, thought I fixed that.
fix that.
Dang it.
Fucking exists to nobody.
You're always there. You're always like, dang. Yeah, thought I fixed that one.
It'd be 10 times worse, like, when I got older after I was smoking and, like, I'd go to the store and, like, some shit like that would happen. And I'm high as fuck. And I'm just, like, even already more paranoid. Somebody's looking at me. Then, like, my chain pops. Like, I eat shit or something like that. You know, or even skating, like, think I'm going to make it up the curb. And I'm just, like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, fucking trying to roll over, like, yeah, I'm good. Don't worry. Like, just trying to go by, like.
Yeah, bro, I fall.
Like trying not to talk, but like thinking, but like kind of like muttering out loud to myself. Like, crap, sorry, like I'm okay.
My shoulder may be broken, but I can still walk.
The adult equivalent of that these days is like forgetting your wallet when you're about to pay, right? And you got a line behind you, and then you got to make up some kind of fucking excuse as to why you don't have your wallet on you on the way out, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm the king of being like,
Damn, no,
that's crazy. She's like, what? I'm like, I don't know where my debit card's at. I swear I had it.
I had it right here.
damn.
No, I would like take it out and put it in my pocket because I wouldn't have any money.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, yeah, we could go do shit. Yeah. And I wouldn't have any money. And I'd be like, yeah. And then I would take the debit card out of my wallet, put it in my pocket, and then look for my lost debit card that was in my pocket, so I didn't have to pay.
It's like, did you check it?
Damn, I didn't think of that.
You're like, nah.
I'm excited. Yeah,
Yeah, no, babe. I just said no.
it's like, yeah, I don't know anything.
It's the same. It's the same pat down.
It's like,
It's the same type of pat down when somebody asks you if you got a lighter or something like. Yeah, nah. You got change?
no. She asked you to check your pockets. You immediately get offensive. You're like,
Why did you make me check my pocket, huh? Think I got my card? I'm lying. I don't have my card. I don't have my card. You got to take out the card in my wallet. You got to put it in my pocket. Slide it from. Baby. You're not crazy. You got to do that. I'm not crazy. I forgot my card.
I'm telling you, I forgot my card. I forgot my Mazda.
20 bucks. No movies I saw.
no, I can't give me this Dollar Tree candy. Oh my god.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
So we're going to kind of trade situation.
Yeah, when you're a kid, broke is fucking stupid.
Martin.
Hard as fuck. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I got a job, and I was like,
It's hard.
This is how you do it, yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, all my money goes to her. Oh,
So it's still the same thing.
yeah. Oh my
Shit,
lord, have
yeah.
mercy. It's funny.
Lord have mercy, MC Hammer, dude.
Whew, we're only at 111 in, bro. We with the stream with Isaac went like 2.5. That's what she said.
Ooh.
What?
Damn.
All right, we're just got a little intermission. I was crying right now. Dude.
You
I was like, shit. I want another white claw. I'm probably gonna go to the ride to the stove to get another white claw after all this.
No, the stove. To the stove. Oh, a little bit of nerd talk. Nintendo Switch 2 got more announced details today. It's got Ricky. So tell me what you think about this. You love Mario Kart, right?
one sec. Bruh, the Switch 2 is going to be lit. You can use the Joy-Cons like a mouse. It's got a built-in mic, 3D audio, 120 frames per second. You can connect a camera to it, so when you're in party, they can see you. Dock support has 4K HDR. Fan ventilation built into the dock. 256 gigabyte drive instead of 32. New Mario Kart Worlds. Bro, they were grinding on shit around the map and driving on walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not paying $90 for a fucking single game, lol. Got me all the way fucked up.
Okay.
They can drop $90 games on a handheld gaming system. I don't care about the $450 for it, but $90 for a game is criminal.
So here, so it's $80, right, for Mario Kart World Tour, right? Not that that makes that much of a difference. I'm not gonna justify an $80 price tag. I'm gonna justify a $50 price tag, and that game is $50 if you get the bundle with the Switch 2, like right off the bat. Right? So if you're gonna get the Switch 2, and you know at some point you're gonna want to play Mario Kart Worlds, you're gonna want the new Mario Kart at some point, you might as well just get the bundle right off the bat, right? And at that point, it's only $50. In which case, it's a no-brainer, right? So, but I do understand the argument. If other games that they make are $80 consistently, that's a hard sell. It really is. It really is.
Unless those games are coming with, if you sell it at $80, there better be like a bunch, at least like a year to a year and a half's worth of like content that's like planned to be released.
No, okay.
You know what I mean? Like if you sell it as like, hey, you get all like our paid deal, like all this like DLC shit that we're releasing in advance, compared to just selling an $80 game that's going to be coming out with content, but it's all free to play shit.
Yeah, I think I think to that point, the amount of hours you can get at a game is relevant to the cost as well. Right? If you can get 200 to 300 hours out of a game, grinding, whatever, but like just like through casual gameplay, right? It, it's yeah, you spent like $80, for money that went a lot longer, right? But that is kind of why I feel that it kind of stings a little bit to be $80 because we were getting stuff like that for $40 to $60, just not even less than a full 10 years ago. Is that the rise of inflation? It is that whatever's going on in the world could be many different factors, but I do think that getting it as cheap as you can is is kind of your responsibility as a consumer, right? It should be their responsibility as a business providing you something like that. But they did that with the first Switch, right? And that lasted them 8 years. And they're like, hey, look, that you want budget friendly, you go with the first Switch still. There's a whole bunch of games that'll still work with it, and then it'll be supported about a whole year into Switch 2. But you want something that has a little bit of extra bulk, that's gonna be this thing. It's like more like a Switch Pro.
When it comes to $90 games in a general sense, not even on the Switch and in terms of stuff like that, I feel like, bro, you're talking about not. I better be getting the entire game plus the DLCs that are coming out and all the some of the shit that you're offering later. Because if I'm buying the base game for $90, I better not be having to pay later for more shit. So that's a $90 base game that's turning into a fucking $200 plus investment into more shit that I may or may not want to advance or increase my entertainment in said game. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You're gonna charge $90 and it's not gonna be the entire game, and I still have to buy DLCs afterwards. Fuck off.
Oh, really quick question for well, I guess for you two because you guys play Fortnite a little bit more, have more experience with that.
Mhm.
But the free to play model when it comes to video games, that's something that you're like, hey, look, do more of that or
Yes.
do less of that.
I think more of that because Skate was supposed to do something like that, and they were supposed to get most of their money off battle passes and microtransactions of the sorts. And I feel that is the better business model to go because you end up getting a lot more audience to your game. Number one, because everyone's going to want to play a new free game that's available on most of all consoles, and that leads to there being a need or want for cosmetics,
There's a lot of
to
research.
say the least.
There's a lot of research that shows that those free to play models are supported by whales. One or a couple, a handful of players in the
Are
in the
the ones
community
that keep that going.
that keep it entirely going. So I think that as long as that relationship is healthy with the fans and healthy with the community, that free to play model should only improve. And I think that's why Fortnite is doing so well, is because um, that's how it doesn't cause any kind of hindrance not to have it.
They have a proper ecosystem. They have creators in their loop that only do Fortnite stuff, that are always posting Fortnite stuff, staying with the meta, constantly just posting and keeping in the ecosystem of Fortnite and keeping it relevant.
There's a rumor for the new Mario Kart that there will be like some type of team functionality, like relay race type deal, or like team online. There's already tournaments for Mario Kart. There could be even like team style tournaments, right? When it comes to that.
And me and Marco we've been talking about when the Switch 2 does come out and inevitably Smash, the new Smash Brothers, to be on top of the new Smash Brothers metas and being, a contender in the new Smash.
Mhm.
Because the last one that came out was 8 years ago, and I got to the game very late when things have already changed, characters have been added in. So,
You can cap 'em.
coming in when you get, coming into a game when it's released is the best thing you could do because you keep with the wave of, meta and knowledge of the game and stuff. So it's a pretty, and we're all avid players of it already. So I think it's a a good idea.
that I think there's an opportunity to at least have something on the side, right? In terms of what we got going on here, that is tangent to lifestyle towards electronics, because that has affiliate market linking that you can just easily do. We could just get money just from posting videos of us doing unboxings and through talking high culture. And yeah, sure, that might not always necessarily be, or not necessarily through talking high culture, but through a different social profile, through a different channel, right? That isn't associated with cannabis, so that way we can just kind of venture out further. And if that gives us money and financials to invest in talking high culture a little bit more, it's like, hey, well, that's what works. We're gonna have to make money somehow. And if that just so happens to be with Nintendo, the same thing like with cannabis, it just happens to work. It's something that we are familiar with, right? Yeah. So, like Logan said, jumping in early on in the meta, if we can find a way to jump in early on in the Switch 2, I feel like that's also an invest. It's something that I'm going to get either way, just because it's something that I will enjoy it for me and my family, right? And I think that the best way to get my money back on that is going to be content or lifestyle affiliate marketing surrounding that content being posted around it, right? So um, I'm I'm trying to do what I can to make my money back on all of this because I'm cheap, Mr. Krabs over here. But at the same time,
Money, 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 money.
it's not for hoarding; it's for trying to get efficiency done. And I think that there's a level of balance that has to be accommodated for that in both terms. Sometimes I'm willing to, I gotta go an extra mile, spending more better money on mics, so that way we sound better, so we don't have to keep doing this, right? I want to get microphones and mic stands, so that way it's just in front of us and we can just talk and not have to worry about like, oh, it can't hear us from this angle, can't hear us from that angle. I want to get a dedicated camera, so that way we don't got to use a phone. But like, really, those are the only two things that we need before we actually get like consistent production, and just it should be as easy as just turning on and get rolling to go. Yeah, just the mics and a dedicated camera, and that's pretty much it, right? And then we can kind of go from there in terms of everything else that we need to do.
It'd be so funny if we have a whole mic stand to hold these three little mics.
Yeah.
Or just like, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Yeah.
You bring a whole mic stand and position this mic to make sure it's good. Like, sit in front of you. Later, doggy.
Later, dog.
And Ricky is out of here, y'all. See?
Deuce chat. Hasta mañana. Just kidding. Hasta luego.
He's got to be baseball dad.
Baseball dad gonna watch his son go pitch out another no hitter, hopefully, or maybe hit a dinger or two.
It's not nice to hit your dinger.
Fizzo, greetings and salutations, fellow kids.
Fizzly
What up,
gig.
Fizzo? What'd you say, Rick?
What's up, Fizzy Gig? Here, let's adjust for the yeah. Oh, nope.
Tis empty. Tis empty. Oh. All right, y'all. What is up, y'all? Fizzle, the man, the myth, the legend. Good.
Hey, you
You making me like a motherfucker over here.
you're what?
He said he's just working on some machines. Hey, working on them fucking computers. Fuck yeah, bro. He's
Chris,
the man.
Sorry, I was gonna circle back to the Switch talk. Chris, are you going to pick up the Switch 2 as well?
It's probably at some point. Most likely.
If there's a game that you would be most excited for a new Switch, what would it be?
Why?
And why?
I've heard rumors about a Twilight Princess remake of Zelda, which would be really fucking awesome. I'll say if they could make some type of like good RPG style game that's maybe Switch specific, that would make me want to play the Switch more instead of like something that's across all platforms. Would be interesting. Well, trying to
At this
think.
point in the industry, wait for version 2.0. Smaller and less buggy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I could get that. I could get behind that too.
Sorry, Fizzle, I'm an early adopter.
Yeah, he is.
I will buy.
He wants to be the test reviewer.
I know it's gonna be buggy. I know.
He wants
I
it.
will. I am an early adopter.
He loves all that shit, bro. He's a Nintendo fucking geek.
Give it to me, and I will fanboy over
The
every.
bugs.
Yeah, I will fanboy over the bugs, and I will defend them. I was like, that's not a bug, that's a feature.
It's a feature I like.
Yeah. No, but for real, that is the 2.0 versions are always the better version. Yep. Fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That right.
No, but real talk, like it is necessary. Like there has to be early adopters to buy that, so that way they have money to invest in version 2.0. Because if people don't buy the first one, um, he loves Nintendo stomping on his nuts. Princess Peach, bro. Rosalina, bro.
Rosalina
Marlene, bro.
Marisol.
Marisol.
What did he say?
He's like, stop eating the churros, Marisol.
Marisol.
Tom Segura is pretty funny.
Yeah, dude, no, that was back when he was funny. Skinny Scott Tom Segura is not funny anymore, bro.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he is not funny because all he talks about is like his rich life. And bro, he did like a tour on his podcast talking about his diet and his new shits and how his new bowel movements.
Oof.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, poop comedy, I guess it's some. How did we get there though? Early adopters, switch to earlier. Hands up, I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah,
That should be the thumbnail. That better be the thumbnail.
Yeah, we were paused long enough that it should catch that.
Or a slave to. Yeah, he's definitely a slave to Nintendo. He's gonna get a Nintendo tattoo.
I honestly, as far as like not nonsense tattoos, but like whatever tattoos, that would probably be something that I would do. Either like a Nintendo or a Pokemon tattoo, something like that. Right. But there are much more serious, much more dedicated, thoughtful tattoos that I would like to get first before I get those kind of tattoos.
Those tattoos are dumb.
Yeah.
Exactly, same here. Like none of these really mean anything. I just like they're cool.
But like I mean in terms of yeah, I guess yeah.
We're getting into tattoo talk. Nah, I don't want to get too much into like myself or whatever.
But when it comes to
but since we're talking about me, so I got this tattoo. Yeah, right.
going back to the Switch 2, I think that any any chance that they get to improve is necessary. And when it comes to something like all these new games that they have, they're trying their hardest out there. They really are. Get your Pokemon Tramp Stamp on stream. Jeez.
I would pay money, bro. I would put 300 down to see this fool get a tramp.
Hey, and you know what's gonna say?
If you all donates, we'll come up with about you can donate now. By the time Switch 2 comes out, we're gonna get the
Bro,
Pokemon.
I would make sure that they put it in the spot that if his shirt ever peaks a little bit, that you're gonna see that
It's
fucking Pokemon.
It's gonna say gotta catch him.
I was gonna say that. It's gonna say gotta catch them all, right? If it peaks a little bit, it's gonna be like gotta catch them all.
We're having an arrow pointing right to where your ass is. And it's that Pokemon.
Squirtle.
Ew! You're gross! You're gross! You really said who's that Pokemon? It's Squirtle. Talking about your butt.
It's Diglett.
It's Diglett.
Ew.
Oh yeah, it's the top part of the Diglett, right? And just to the point where you see like a full Diglett, but then they say that underneath the Diglett is like this big old buff body, right? And then you get that tattooed
No,
underneath the rest of
you
them
have
too.
who's that Pokemon on the backside, and then it's Diglett pointing to your wiener.
It's Diglett.
It's Diglett. Oh, hold up! Gotta catch them all has to be an old English script. Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious. Got to catch them all.
Got to catch him.
Got to catch them all. Yes, indubitably. So got to catch them all. Yes.
This is the fanciest tattoo.
Does one have to catch them all, sir?
How does one catch them all, sir?
Ye must catch them all, indeed, good sir.
So you invite me on this podcast to talk about such inferior elementary things, my friend. Let's talk about more high class things like Kanagars. Where's the Kanagars at?
So turn to page 394.
No old English script like cholos have on this stuff.
Yeah, like Cholos, the East Side, like the East Side Vallejo type shit. East Side Valleros type shit.
Vallejo, Caballero,
Cabrero.
El Camino.
I always wanted an El Camino, dude. Actually, I still do.
They're hard as fuck, bro. A really glossed up, nice looking El Camino is sick, bro.
Yeah.
You just because it has a bench seat in the front, and it has the whole fucking trunk bed in the back, bro.
Yeah, dude,
It's
it's-
so sick, bro.
Actually, I'm thinking I'm gonna pivot from my Tacoma to an El Camino.
Yeah, because you can haul shit, and we have haul shit, bro, in El Camino. My stepdad did. Swear to God, bro.
That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, and it's old parts, so it's a little easier to fix.
Mhm. And then that can be like a dedicated truck for like talking high culture, like one-on-one interview streams. Right?
There's swag in that car. There's fucking like aura in that car.
Shit, hell, fuck, damn. I'm thinking about switching it up live on stream. Fuck.
Whoa, bro, you're transitioning. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I always
It
wanted
does
like
also-
a 70.
This fucking guy, bro.
Yeah, I know what the fucking driving team. I think so, I
Come back.
kind of minded like a real old school, like a 1972 Camaro, like real fixed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just nice like muscle engine Camaro. Especially the 72, I like that like kind of body kit.
Shit, hell, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is what he said. That's a hell of a thought. Yeah, you dumb idiot.
Yeah, that's what
Nah, but I could see.
Or
I'm-
like,
Yeah, I mean, the only bad thing about El Camino is I'm pretty sure it's only 2-door.
yeah,
There's that, and you're probably really not. You're able to haul stuff in it, but I mean, there's obviously a certain capacity to that. Like, there's a certain extent.
yeah.
I mean, I'd probably be able to haul trash like I need to, but hauling like a heavier load, like, would you be able to attach a trailer to it?
yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
I would assume so, depending on the weight.
Oh, then maybe
Depending on the weight that
maybe I might actually go for it. No, just because I would get it, and I would, like you said, gloss it up, and I would make it more low rider esque, right? And then just use it as what?
Yeah, we're throwing some in the back to haul, but it's not. This is the candy paint fucking.
No, like
candy paint fucking.
like also it. It would be used to haul things before I end up fixing it up. Before I ended up making it look nice, I would fix it up so it runs good first, right? And then use it as as much as I can that way, and as it's transitioning to looking nice until we can show offy car. I would stop using it for that. That's right, and I would maybe just only put like talking high culture, like you put like a bed cover over it, and then just put the talking high culture gear in the back, and then pull up to the spot here, just with all that stuff in mind.
Make a low.
Thank you for joining us.
I'll make it low rider esque, right? Yeah. What up, Dab? Yo, diggity. Dab needs a beat.
So it means that you're gonna have like the you're gonna be hydraulic in that, right?
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, for sure, dude. It's definitely me.
Yeah, and then he's trying to haul shit in a fucking like a low rider.
No, by the time it gets there, it would not be.
Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna be way too high. You're gonna pull up and then be like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and then hit the wrong button, and then just and like the whole trailer, everything you're hauling just gets
Jumps. Yeah,
thrown
tell
like
me
a
you're Hispanic
catapult.
without no. You could have physical. You wanted to say Mexican. Tell me you're Mexican without telling me you're Mexican. I'll say it for you. Tell me you're Mexican without telling me you're Mexican. Why fucking want an El Camino that's a lowrider? You fucking Mexican.
Yeah, dude. Like honestly, I can't even disagree with that.
He's like, dude, I do want one, and I don't know why.
It calls to me.
Yeah, it's literally in my DNA. It's in my blood. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do about it?
It's like I want a long car a car with a long truck bed that has weird looking paint on it that's kind of glossy.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I want that. I want that vehicle to bounce down the street for some fucking reason. I don't know.
And I want that mechanism to involve airbags for some reason.
Yeah, for some fucking reason.
And it's gotta have its automatic horn when I play. It goes, "Beep, beep, 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 beep."
Not gonna lie, I did Mexican first. I changed it at the last second. Don't change it next time. The viewers know you.
Tell us what you really think.
They know you at this point, Fizzle. They know.
We don't support censorship on here.
Like Mexicans? No.
And then also, I personally don't feel that Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans should be offended that they are confused with another type of Latino because, like, to an extent, we do all share similar features. Like, it's something you have to understand and acknowledge and be like, yeah, I get it, you know? And be like, I'm actually Mexican, I'm actually this, right? But yeah, it's like I'm actually, this, but yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't really have to correct people too much. People will assume that right off the bat that I'm like straight up Native American, but that's not the case.
You're not Pacific Islander?
Oh, Pacific Samoan too. Yeah, people have asked me that if I'm Samoan. I was like, oh, what the hell? Yeah, dude. I was like, whoa.
He just starts going into Oaxaca.
He said, I need some place to sleep when my baby mama kicks me out at night. Oh, hold on. I need some place to sleep when my baby mama kicks me out at night.
Is it your baby mama gonna kick you out again?
She can't do that to you. That's Spanish.
Yeah, bro. Hey, she got yeah.
Hey, y'all! I don't need some place to stay. My baby mom done kick me out again.
Yo, she kicked you out again, fool.
Yeah. That's super vicious. I don't know what the fuck her problem is. I came home. Yeah, man.
What you done, Chris?
Bro, I didn't do nothing, man. You know how she
Chris,
gets.
what you done?
Bro,
Chris?
that ain't even a point. You know how she gets. She just fucking going crazy.
No,
I had a few. Maybe I had a few drinks.
Yeah,
And maybe I just tripped a little bit.
you be drinking too much, Chris.
The fuck you mean? I came drinking from you. I was with you just drinking.
You didn't drink coming on me.
Chris, she can't kick you out. She can't do that to family.
It's
That's your
about
cousin.
family.
It's all about that's your cousin.
It's all. God damn! I forgot about this. Fuck! She can't kick me out. That's not even her house.
She in my kinfolk. I forgot about that. Pa owns the house, and we just living here. I can't kick her out. This ain't my house.
She's the guest.
Borderland Chico, why you let her do that to you? Why you let her do that to you?
Come on, is man.
Fan.
In oh my god, what did I just watch? There was something where they're making fun of Fast and the Furious. It was like squids versus trucks, like 7 or some shit like that. All right. And they're in the movie theater and it's the Dominic Toretto, right? He's like, I know you're actually an octopus, but you're family to me. Right. And then the people in the movie theater are all like, oh my god, that's so touching.
In the end, it's all about family.
Yeah, it's about family. It's always been about
Life's about how fast you can go from 0 to 60 in that quarter mile, and family.
They should have renamed the franchise Fast and Family.
Should have renamed it.
Fuck Fast Furious Family.
God.
I should have said.
Damn it, they're fast and furious. That'd be the name of that's the name of the movie. God damn it, they're fast and furious. That's the name. Like, yeah, we're going with that one. That's the final cut. God damn it, they're fast and furious.
This summer, coming to a theater near you. God damn it, They're fast and they're furious.
God damn it, they're fast and furious.
Two brothers, Michael and what is it? The two brothers doing stuff from Rick and Morty.
Fizzle gig. I don't know what you're trying to do with homie, but that seems a little inappropriate. Yeah, whoa, bro. I don't know what you're doing with your homies.
Fizzle, that's where I draw the line. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's where we draw the lines. We're not doing that. We're not doing that on no homies, bro. No, it's not happening.
I'm not trying to do that.
We're not trying to do that on homies, bro. Homies are not for that.
Yeah.
Fish are friends, not food.
Excuse-moi.
Homies are not to be common. They are for chilling and talking and smoking with.
They're not releasing on.
For release. They're for the finish. Not for the climax.
No, he was correcting me because I got the whole quote wrong. I couldn't remember what it was.
Wait, I live my life with quarter mile.
Yeah. When I was thinking the whole like, I don't know how fast I can.
Oh, it's the actual line. It says, yeah. See, we're always like, yeah. Come on, homie. I was about misquoting. We're sorry, man. We're sorry. We didn't.
But we're saying phrasing, dog.
Yeah.
But still,
Phrasing, dog.
we don't do.
You trying to do what to your home?
I think just be honest.
No, yeah, it is a joke.
Shake them.
It is a joke within our group or like a lot of people nowadays to be like, anytime you say "come," we're just like, what?
No, that's probably a degenerate thing.
I know there's a right, yeah.
It's definitely a degenerate.
Pretty honest.
No, I'm actually on it today. There's no delay here.
Chris, I thought you were premature.
Only as a baby.
Only as a baby.
It's only gave you smile.
And there's your socks on.
There's a popular
Socks on?
there's a popular trend on like Mexican TikToks and Instagram reels where they'll walk up to you in Spanish and they'll be like, smile and you're gay, right? Or no, it'll be like, move and you're gay, right? And then so you have to just like freeze and stay still, right? And because it's such an anti-gay culture to Latinos over there in Mexico. Not everywhere, but like to a lot of places, right? That they're like the machismo in men are like
movie?
yeah, they will smile and you're gay. Come on, and they'll mess with them and stuff like that. Or move and you're gay, right? And they're like, and they will fucking stay still, right? What do you say?
Like, I'm never moving again.
Mexico has TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's in a lot of different countries. A lot of apps are available everywhere. Yeah. But not every app is available everywhere though. But yeah, Mexico has
The
TikTok.
bigger question: does TikTok have Mexico?
Yeah, they do. TikTok has their foot everywhere they can.
You thought you could really do it. You're like, I'm not fucking moving. You're like, I'm actually gonna experiment with this. I'm not fucking moving. Just moving. Fucking leave.
Chris, blink if you're gay.
Move your eyes if you're gay.
Don't smile if you're gay.
Don't breathe through your nose if you're gay. That was funny.
It's like that video where the guy dresses up in other cultures and asks white people and then the culture if the outlet is from. Ever seen this? Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of times where you have somebody who's like, you can't do that. That's cultural appropriation, and they're advocating on a culture that's not theirs.
Mhm.
That stuff kind of irritates me sometimes, but like I do get that it's with good intent. And then he'll go up to the people who
Man,
are of that culture, and then they'll be like, "Hey, yeah, that's kind of funny, I guess. Yeah, sure."
It's before men breathe.
It is number 374.
Oh yeah, men who breathe. Yeah, just add that to the list.
Yep. Oh yeah, girl egg number 999. Having fun.
Yeah. Girl, number 392, having a K in your name.
Wow.
Fuck. I almost have a K in my name. Oh, that's number 996.
Yeah.
That's number 996. Almost K in your name. That's an ick too.
Called you out, Chris.
Oh fuck! I didn't even myself.
No, that's Chris. That's when you gotta go. Be like, I'm switching it to CH. Would you ever consider
Damn.
changing your name to
Chris is
CH?
mad right now. He's
Oh,
about
I'm
to.
sorry.
He's about to throw some.
Really crash out.
That's the thing that tips him off. Number, men that have mothers or sisters or aunts or grandmothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have any kind of
I don't have
relatives to any female. You can't know anyone.
all of those. I have all of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to him, but not all the time.
You know what's a guy ick? If you're ever rude to the fucking waiter, right? If you're ever rude to the waiter or a staff member or anybody like that, like rude for no reason, the only exception is if they forgot my chicken nuggets.
Or there was a hair in your food. Like,
Yes.
you dumb fucking bitch. Why is there stupid fucking little big fucking hair in my fucking food, you fucking whore? Sorry.
Nah, even then I could be like, excuse me, whore, there is a hair in your food.
Excuse me, you vile. Okay, I didn't want to say that. I really didn't want to say that one. Excuse me, you vile salute. There was a hair in my food.
When?
No, my lady, my girl did go to a restaurant quite recently within the past month and a half, and there was a hair. It was one of her favorite places to go, and there was a fat hair in her food, bruh, and it completely fucked with her vibe eating there. She was like, "This is really, yeah, no, I can't do this."
Did she talk to the staff at all?
I don't think she did, and I think she may have just. I think it was in an egg roll or something, possibly. And not the main dish that she was eating. So it was like a side dish. So she was able to actually eat the main thing she was eating, but the side dish that she got was
He said it's like they're studying how to be a cult leader. Not gonna lie, it's a bring back to the term serving lunch. Yeah. When it comes to like those type of experiences, there was a Hannibal Buress bit where he's talking about how he goes to New York and there was a rat in the restaurant and he's trying to complain to the waiter, say, "Yo, I'm not gonna eat here because there's a rat in there." And he's like, "Yo, we're right next to the fucking river, we're right over here. Like, there's rats everywhere. Like, all these fucking restaurants have rats. The top name, all the top restaurants right over there, they all have rats in them. Like, come on." And he's like, and then they made me feel bad about like not wanting to eat there because there was rats. Right? That's how I feel.
So I ended up eating there.
So I ended up eating
He's like,
there.
he gaslighted me into eating there for to feel bad that there's rats and that I made a fucking fuss about it. I'm not a sexist. I just play one on the internet. That's actually hilarious. I'm not racist. This is just this
It's
is
a
just a show.
persona.
Yeah. The moment these cameras turn off, I'm not racist anymore.
It's all in good fun, right? I think you have to kind of balance it. But everybody knows that we don't hate women.
This man's Kanye's little black robe.
Oh yeah, he only wears Nazi shirts outside of THC podcasts.
Me?
What?
Me?
Yeah, he was playing them. I'm swearing.
Oh, you too.
Swearing that's
No, I know, right? I'm still friends with them. Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Top restaurant.
They've actually both left burning crosses on my porch before. Right? At first, I thought it was like a harmless prank, right? But after the ninth time, I was like, oh no, they really are about this life.
No one hates women other than women. Dude, that is so fucking true, bro. Because like you can never have a group of chicks that all genuinely like each other. There's always gonna be like one or two chicks that don't like each other that just fuck with everything.
Yeah. Because like when you even think about like back in the day when they were like sacrificing people, like the whole sacrificing virgin thing, right? That idea had to come from a jealous woman, right? They're like, she's like to sacrifice someone to the gods.
Yeah.
And then some jealous woman was like,
Some jealous chick,
Rachel.
some jealous chick. That's how it was back in the day. Let's not sugarcoat it, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
There was a lot of forced, non-consensual stuff going on before the wheel was invented. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It just took a different turn when you brought that out of nowhere. What did it say? Bear Grylls might be a liar. Gee,
yes. Bear Grylls. Oh, he's 100%. He got exposed.
Bear Grylls.
right? I think he does piss stuff for sure. He does pee play. He
That's why you're into
he
him?
likes pee a lot.
Oh,
That's why I'm into him. Whoever said I was into him?
Well, I thought you were into peace though.
What?
Like Bear Grylls. Yeah, you had a Bear Grylls t-shirt and everything.
I wash my face with pee every morning, but I'm not into pee stuff.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine?
So walks like a duck and talks like a duck.
I pee into my face every morning as a face wash. Generational trauma.
Obviously all the time.
Obviously.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up at 2 hours. So here in 10 minutes.
Slowing down. Oh my God.
He's over here like in 10 minutes. What if I want to wrap it up in 9 minutes?
What if I want
What if I want to wrap it up in 11 minutes?
Should we do some freestyling to end it out? Should we turn on the beat, freestyle boys?
No, we shouldn't.
Why not?
Because I can do this.
Oh yeah, Marco on the motherfucking beatbox. I wish we had another mic.
Oh, you don't? So, Logan, go.
By the way, okay, General BTW.
By the way.
By the
No, it's
way.
BTS. They're a K-pop group. I know about them. Yeah. But we're on schedule for the weekend.
That we are. That we are. Me and Ricky are pulling up, or me and Marco are pulling up. If you're talking about Saturday school, yeah, perfect, Because I'm going snowboarding on Friday, so perfect.
Logan will bring the Coke, and I'll bring the extra Coke, and then you'll bring the extra Coke, and then Chris will bring the extra caramel. No, hold on. Okay, chat, and then boys, is it caramel or caramel?
It's potato.
Oh, it's caramel.
Tomato,
Yeah,
potato,
caramel.
caramel.
Pick one.
Pecan.
Caramel.
Pecan.
Okay, so
Pecan?
Pecan.
No, it's pecan.
Fuck no. I'm going pecan pie.
pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
It's I got one.
Pecan.
You sound like you're trying to be like fucking fancy.
Your mom's not fancy.
No.
It's pecan pie, and in any other instance, it's pecan.
No, it's pecans.
Okay, yeah, it's pecans or pecan pie, and then the rest of the times it's pecans.
No, there's no other. You don't
No,
call
no.
it. You can call it one or the other.
That's cool. No, I think that's cool. Okay. Potato.
I feel like I'll concede in saying pecan.
Potato.
I'll say pecan.
Oh, I know, pecan.
Pecan? Yeah, that's adequate. Pecan. Pecan.
No,
Yeah, that's the more right way of saying it.
Pecan pie.
same pecan.
No, pecan.
Just don't call an elevator a lift or an apartment a flat. Yeah,
Pecan.
those are interesting. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I
Be
took
like-
the lift the other day.
If I heard my English friend say that, I'd be like, dude. I'd be like, dude, say what are you talking about? Because if you say that shit to me, I'd be like, bro, it's talking about
back to Parliament.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Go get your water somewhere else, brother.
Oh, you want to go to hospital? Where'd you learn English? At university? Huh?
You want to go get some chips?
Bro,
What'd you have for lunch?
Marco,
Fish and
shut the
chips.
fuck up.
Logan? Logan? I will eat you.
I believe that because your caloric intake today is pretty low.
Yeah, dude.
You don't got no cheesecake left.
There is cheesecake left. It's just not for me. That's dedicated.
Exactly, I
to
know.
Maggie.
It's for your
Yep.
jits.
Yep. Is it
No, it's sidewalk's a specific thing.
pavement or sidewalk?
Sidewalk's
Yeah.
a specific thing.
No, but over there on the across the pond, they call the sidewalk pavement. But here we refer to pavement in both the context of the.
I've never heard anyone call sidewalk pavement.
No, not here. No, yeah, we call it a sidewalk.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, we call it a sidewalk, but the what do you call it?
Pavement's different.
Constructurally,
Yes.
it's a type of pavement, right? The same way that the blacktop
Okay.
is another type of pavement.
Basically, what he's saying is they call it something different over there. It's like what we call fucking pavement and sidewalk. They just call pavement.
Oh, they just call it all pavement.
Yeah,
They don't use the word.
exactly. They don't even know what sidewalk is. They're like, what's a sidewalk? They're like, oh, that's the
Just see uni.
Uni, yeah, at
Uni.
uni, at hospital.
the fucking hospital.
No, and at the hospital, at hospital. Uni
Freed
is
ourselves
university.
from their bullshit hundreds of years ago. Look.
Hundreds of years ago. Hundreds.
I'm ready to eat.
All right, that yawn told us to go ahead and wrap it up. So, thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture.
Most English people are actually Germans. I believe that 100%, Fizzle.
Thank you for joining us in Talking High Culture, where we talk all things cannabis. Join us next week, where we also talk all things cannabis. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Fizzlegate, for joining us. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, Daphne. Thank you, All Gas No Breaks. Thank you. Who else joined in? Everybody else who joined in, and everybody else whoever has joined in, and everybody else whoever will join in.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you, thank you. We appreciate all your love and support.
Good luck. Fizzle, you're the best. Fizzle, you're the best.